Hey everyone, welcome to the weekly wrap only on KENS 5 Plus. I'm your host, Audrey Gasoleno. We're bringing you some of the biggest stories of the week so you can stay in the know. At number 5 in our countdown, there are 3 new Michelin star restaurants for Texas, and 2 of them are right here in San Antonio. A big congratulations to Isidore and Nicosi Dessert Bar. Both are in the Pearl. Isidore opened in August of last year and focuses on Texas dishes, and Nicosi is known for its no phones out policy and all dessert menu. And Southtown Eatery Michelin retained their Michelin star. It won back in 2024. Congrats to all of them. At number 4 now, this week, the city of Boerne updated their development agreement with Buc-ee's. It comes after years of pushback from residents about the project. Now, the change updates the original agreement with the city, which was made with Buc-ee's in 2016. It limits the building to 54,000 square feet. It also drops the store's sign to 60 feet and requires lighting that's compliant with the city's dark sky ordinance. The agreement also limits the stores to 100 fueling stations. That's 50 stations total with a gas pump on each side. The motion passed unanimously on Monday. And October is Menopause Awareness Month. It's a condition that's often misunderstood and misdiagnosed. As KENS 5's Jeremy Baker reports in today's Healthy Essay, that time of life can have a huge impact on a woman's physical and mental health.
The impacts are far and wide, affecting life, work, relationships, and overall well-being. But there are ways to address all of these battles to help women take control of a time of life that can't be ignored.
What people don't really realize is that the menopause transition is actually just that, a transition and a journey.
That journey includes perimenopause.
Women start to lose estrogen and start to have changes in their bodies around 5 to 7 years before menopause.
Menopause itself and postmenopause.
Once we lose estrogen, we become at higher risk for many different conditions and diseases.
The most common symptoms of menopause include hot flashes, night sweats, changes in the menstrual cycle, changes in mood, including depression and anxiety, and heart palpitations.
Frozen shoulder is another one that people don't seem to know about. The muscle in the shoulder becomes so paralyzed and painful.
The Society for Women's Health Research says 1.3 million women will transition into menopause every year in the U.S. Every day, about 6,000 women will reach menopause, and 2 out of every 5 women will consider finding a new job because of their menopause symptoms or experience. Medical experts say the stigma around this natural change in life is often misdiagnosed.
We need to understand it and just break down that stigma around it so it becomes as normal as puberty and that people know what happens.
For more about menopause, its symptoms, the physical and mental impacts, head to this story on KENS5.com. In the studio, Jeremy Baker, KENS 5.
Stuff to be aware of, ladies. All right, the weekly wrap is back after this.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio Zone. When you look into their eyes, you see passion, you see hard work, you see familia. Generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
A broken vehicle fixed after 5 months of no help.
KENS 5 made it 100% better.
A busted windshield fixed after getting the runaround from a contractor.
And you guys did it. Y'all were amazing.
A much-needed tax refund this man couldn't access. Yep, fixed.
KENS 5 actually helped me out quite a lot, actually.
Have a consumer problem you can't solve? Call KENS. Weekdays at 6 on KENS 5.
Got a problem, call KENS. They will solve the problem.
My name is Sue Kalberg, and I am a journalist for KENS 5 for 22 years. I think it's been an awesome privilege to be able to work in the town that I grew up in. My uncle, Rex Stanley, was the very, 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 very first guy hired at KENS 5. From the beginning, I said, you can get paid for that? Let me in. It fills my heart to be a part of the KENS family, because the KENS family is the San Antonio family. I am San Antonio's own Sue Kalberg.
We want to get you breaking news right now.
Here, let me show you the police activity. New insight into a deadly police shooting.
We just got an update from fire officials. We'll continue to keep you updated.
Stream extended coverage, live or on demand, right here on KENS 5+.
Welcome back to the weekly wrap. At number 3 in our countdown, Hurricane Melissa is headed towards the Atlantic now as a Category 2 storm. Now, Melissa tore through Jamaica on Tuesday with wind gusts topping 200 miles an hour. The devastation is starting to become clear. Cars are underwater. Many homes have turned into piles of rubble. Buildings still standing are flooded. Wednesday, the storm tore through Cuba and the Bahamas, leaving widespread destruction in its wake. CNN reports that Melissa has killed at least 30 people in the Caribbean. The U.S. State Department said it's deploying a regional disaster response team and other resources across those affected countries. At number 2, tensions are rising once again in the Middle East after Hamas officials say Israeli strikes in Gaza killed more than 100 people, many of them children. The attacks Tuesday came after Israel accused Hamas of violating the U.S. brokered ceasefire deal. The U.S. was notified of the decision to carry out the strikes. A military official said Hamas attacked Israeli troops east of the line that separates Israel-occupied Gaza from the remainder of the territory. Hamas denied attacking Israel Defense Force soldiers and says it is still committed to the ceasefire deal. All right, switching gears. Are you easily frightened by things that go bump in the night? Well, then you may want to stay away from Yorktown Memorial Hospital. Located about 75 miles east of San Antonio, this now closed Catholic healthcare facility is considered a hotbed of haunted activity. KENS 5's Danny Hermosillo takes us on a tour of this ghost hunter's haven.
I encourage you to be respectful when you try to communicate with these spirits, because they may have went through a lot and we may not truly understand their stories.
The hallways of Yorktown Memorial Hospital were once filled with doctors, nurses, and patients. Now they're home to spirits and those who want to connect with them.
Some people believe this is one of the most haunted, abandoned hospitals in the entire world. I've experienced some things that I really can't quite explain.
Fred Garcia Guzman and his brother Steven run Curious Twins Paranormal. They recently purchased the building to preserve its history.
In 1951, the Felician Nuns of the Roman Catholic Church opened it up. They ran this all the way until 1986 when they had to close it down just due to economic reasons and other hospitals being built in the area.
While the people may be gone, their legend lingers. Once a place of healing, it also hid a dark side.
As he got older, he got a nickname in the family, and it wasn't such a nice one. It was the Butcher. And that's because he committed several mistakes, and those mistakes operated from having amputations of the wrong limb.
Joining this night's tour is KENS 5 director Jill Manuel. She has a personal interest in the hospital since 5 of her relatives died here.
I'm nervous, but I'm really excited, and I'm hoping that I capture something and make myself a real true believer, but we'll see.
As the tour travels down the dark corridors, a few guests report unusual encounters.
My back is freezing. Yeah, your back is colder.
While there's been a shortage of actual personal incidents tonight, a lot of the ghost hunters here are using apps that vocalize some of the things that are supposedly in the atmosphere. And they've heard some interesting things.
Are you scared?
No. Are you?
Apps like GhostTube claim to detect paranormal activity and give them voice. Some of the disembodied voices appear to want to share their story.
What happened to me?
What happened to you? If we're talking, you might have died.
Other ghost hunters use devices like electromagnetic field detectors and balls that light up to make contact.
Make it light up again. You did it before. See if you can do that for us again.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Full spectrum. I'm picking
That's
up the camera.
it. Isn't that fun? Play with the ball some more. There you go.
Whoa.
Good job.
During a late-night seance, some of the spirits seem talkative, others menacing.
Lose a child here? Yes or no?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Find me.
What's the place to do? Yeah.
Whether or not you believe in ghosts, Yorktown's Memorial Hospital will leave you with a lasting impression. In Yorktown, Danny Hermosillo,
Oh, hell no.
KENS 5.
He said demon. What?
I don't know if I'm a believer, but we'll see. All right, stick with us. We'll be right back.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio Zone. When you look into their eyes, you see passion, you see hard work, you see familia, generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
Talked to this police officer, and she told me to call Ken 5.
Every week, KENS 5 is looking out for San Antonio's own.
The next day after you left, they sent a professional AC guy, and my AC's working now.
If you've been wronged by someone,
it was shocking. Clearly something went wrong.
Or a business,
I couldn't believe it was happening.
Just call KENS. Weekdays at 6, only on KENS 5.
I got my vehicle back. I'm rolling again, so call KENS 5 to help you if you need help too.
Born and raised on the northwest side of San Antonio, Texas. Generations of my family have been from this part of Texas. I have Fiesta roots, I have Spurs roots, I have Texas Fighter roots. Played basketball at Clark. Basketball was a huge part of my life for 16 years. My comfort dish, a plate of chilaquiles with salsa verde. Well, I grew up watching KENS 5. I am who I am because of this beautiful city. I hope that they can find a sense of pride knowing that their creation is helping deliver them the most important news of the day. I'm Alicia Nieves, and I'm proud to be from this beautiful city.
If you want a meal that will make you say,
So good!
That is fantastic.
catch Neighborhood Eats, where we find the best local restaurants. Streaming now on KENS 5 Plus.
Welcome back now to this week's Quick Hits with Meredith Haas, who's looking at new ways hearing is being repaired and why the ocean may be getting saltier.
So scientists are bringing hearing back for those who are deaf, and they're doing so using a virus. Basically, they're using it to go into the inner ear. Ultimately, it proved to improve auditory function across the patients in the study. Then there's quantum computers. Yes, they are being developed, researched, and a lot is going into it, and they're showing to be much better than the classic computers. And as researchers continue these developments, it's basically going to help us break free of coding that's just this classical way of coding and instead move us into a way that is very different and beyond its years. So the ocean is getting saltier in some areas. This is happening around Antarctica. Basically, as the Southern Ocean gets saltier, the sea ice is melting at a record speed. That area is about the size of Greenland. Now scientists are seeing some things they haven't witnessed in 50 years. Thank you for watching this week's Quick Hits. I'm Meredith Haas.
Interesting stuff. All right, and at number 1 in our countdown, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle face off over SNAP food benefits on Wednesday. The USDA says the program will expire Saturday if the government does not reopen. Democrats condemn the Trump administration for refusing to tap into the $5 billion contingency funds Congress previously approved to keep the program going. A Democratic senator tried to get a standalone bill passed yesterday, that was Wednesday, to fund SNAP and WIC. Republican Senate Majority Leader John Thune objected. More than 24 states are now suing in an effort to force the administration to fund the SNAP program. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of the Weekly Wrap, only on KENS 5 Plus. Be sure to join us next week for all your other top headlines. Bye, guys.